What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this, man. Getting messy. It ain't getting messy. It always been messy over there when you speaking of Wack 100 and the Big U situation. One of them a big time blood, the other one a big time Crip. Wack 100 actually, and him at one time had some type of rapport together with each other. And I don't know, things turned left to the point where Wack just now been going out of his way to expose Big U on a lot of things, making him look bad in front of the other Crips and things like that, talking about some of his dealings that's going on behind the scenes involving law enforcement agencies and things like that, of whatever program, the grid program that he's supposed to be the CEO of, that they basically finance him $500,000 a year as a result of, intel. So Wack been going in on that. Recently, one of Big U's guys, one of the guys who was close with him, Luce Cannon, appeared on No Jumper with Wack 100 and Adam 22. They partnered up together on No Jumper. And when he came on, man, he told some things that took place leading up to the Nipsey Hussle death. And I clipped the part of it because you really can't take much of people's stuff. So I'm just going to clip what was summarized, then we're going to go in on what was actually said. Check this out.
You pretty much saying he called you, told you Nip got killed. You called Nip in a panic. He answered the phone. When you hear his voice, you like, well, Nip ain't dead, but you don't warn him what he said. 30 minutes later, you get a call after the fact, Nip dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy accusation to make. So apparently this is what Wack 100 and this is what Luce Cannon told on No Jumper. If you go to that episode, Luce Cannon said that Big U allegedly called him to tell him that Nipsey Hussle had just got killed. He then calls Nipsey because he just couldn't believe that it was true. So he called Nipsey to confirm what Big U had been saying. He called Nipsey. Nipsey answered the phone. He talks to Nipsey like, oh, I'm just calling. Because, man, I just heard you just got killed. He like, no. So he didn't linger on it, think nothing of it, didn't think nothing was going to happen to him, or, so he didn't warn Nipsey or anything like that because he had no idea. He just was like, well, Big U must have been misinformed. They gave him the wrong information. 30 minutes later, Nipsey get killed. 30 minutes later, Nipsey get killed. So Wack was saying, he told you too soon. Luce like, yeah, he told me too soon. Like, he thought it was already done and it hadn't been done yet. He was 30 minutes late. Luce Cannon also says this episode, Luce Cannon said all this is recorded on a FaceTime because he was filming some type of little show he got coming out. At the time, Big U had FaceTimed him. So while he was already recording, that's on the recording. So the very day of Nipsey Hussle being killed, 30 minutes before he was killed, according to Luce Cannon, he have a video that he finna bring out February 2nd, if I ain't mistaken. February 2nd. Literally showing all this. Now, that's going to be very incriminating, very damaging if that's so-called true. What's crazy is it's already being said that Nipsey Hussle and Big U had an off and on relationship, a love-hate relationship type thing. This is what's being said among the people in the inner circles. Some of the Crips in the inner circle is saying things like they don't want to believe it, it ain't true. Even when it comes to the grid program, I saw Big U on Clubhouse wanting to be drilled to some degree, but not wanting to be drilled to answer some of these allegations. And the people who were so-called supposed to have been drilling him didn't do a good job in drilling him to get out what's supposed to have been being addressed. They really tiptoed around that situation real carefully to not aggravate or hold the person to the point where you really need to answer this. So it appeared to look good, but in reality it wasn't if you actually listened to it and heard what was being said and how it was being presented to him to address certain things. And they were very careful on who they wanted to talk to him and who they didn't want to talk to him. When it comes to gang life, let's just be real. Nobody in gang life is real. Everything is for opportunities. That's it. And anytime you're dealing with a bunch of alpha males who present themselves as alpha males, nobody's safe. There's no loyalty in no type of way. No alpha male is going to be comfortable up under another alpha male or a leader or anything. You find this out all through life. You find this out even dealing with the mob. How do most people become the leader of the mob? They whack their boss. Why do some bosses, when they become the boss, whack their right-hand man? Because they understand and know what this game is all about. That's no different when you're dealing in gang culture. When you're dealing in gang culture and you have leadership in position, people go with the flow as a means of positioning themselves so opportunity can present itself so that the betrayal can take place. Everything in that life is dishonest. Everything. You got to lie to your family. You got to lie to your children. You got to lie to your woman. You got to lie to your partners. You got to lie to yourself. What I mean by that, when you live in that life. When you live in that life, you have to deceive and convince yourself that you're ready to die when you're not really ready to die. It's easy for you to say that when you're not in the face of danger, point blank range, when to say those things. That you got to deceive yourself into believing that jail is okay or you ready to go to jail, when in reality you're not. And why so many become informers and snitches, depending on what you facing, how much time you facing, or who you in love with you don't want to leave. You got to lie to the woman you love when you out there cheating and messing around with all these different other women. You have to lie to your children to make it seem as though you're trying to hustle or do this to make an honest living for them so that they could be better off for the future, when in reality you endangering their life for the future. You have to lie to the team and squad of whatever you making, how much you making, who you made it with, and who. Everything is a lie. It's nothing but a pot boiling over. That's all it is. It's just a pot boiling over. Too hot for anybody to handle. And the consequences of the lifestyle is something nobody wants to answer and face, even to the point of your eternal soul. So I don't put nothing past anything when it comes to that life, because it's nothing but a life of double crossing. That's all it is. It's just a life of double crossing. And when you got overgrown men still gang banging, still hollering and screaming gang like, it shows you their mentality of adolescence. That's what it is. 30 and 40 and 50-year-old men still screaming gang, 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 gang. And at the same time it's like trying to present yourself as something positive. No, you can't be positive playing with Satan. You can't be positive having a contract with the devil. You can't be positive. You could present it as that and get those who deceived as a result of their ignorance. You can't dance with the devil when it becomes a relationship. It's a relationship. Come on, man. It's a relationship. This is very damaging. The accusations are crazy. Real crazy. So you got a dude who used to be cool with Big U, trying to implement him in the death of Nipsey Hussle some type of way. Crazy. Like I said, it's a bunch of mess, man. I be hoping these brothers, man. You know, it's crazy. These brothers always be trying to say they don't do it for the internet and all these things. But you notice they run right to the internet to tell everything. They run right to the internet to explain everything. The internet is where they relieve their stress. It becomes they psychiatrists. That's what they do. They tell, they can't hold nothing. And again, it's never no love. It ain't no, let me tell you something, it ain't no love for nobody. When you running with a packing group of guys, it ain't really no love in that packing group. Only reason why people stay in the pack is depending on what they getting out of the pack. If they eating in the pack, they gonna roll with the pack if they eating in the pack, but you can bet while they eating in the pack, they waiting for the opportunity to take over the pack. Every last one of them. No man is confident in himself. I ain't gonna say confident. No man, I would say confident. No man is confident or okay and happy with another man feeding him. We don't even like when our woman give us things. The men in us feel like it's taken from us. Even when our women who we lay down with and have sex with want to put money in our pocket and sometimes do things for us. As a man, you just feel like you have to do it yourself. So how much more another dude? And again, this is why betrayal is entitled the way it is. Because you don't want to depend on a man feeding or giving you anything, even though it be okay for the moment, even though at times it come through right when he want it, even though it started out looking good, but the end results is always betrayal. Always betrayal. It never failed. It never failed. The Bible says a man's enemy will come from his own household. The Bible say, cursed is the man who put his trust in another man. There's only one person who was our example to follow behind and go after. And that was the one who did it right, perfect, and was successful in everything he did. The Lord Jesus Christ. Other than that, following up behind somebody else, the blind lead the blind, and they all fall in a ditch. They all fall in a ditch. I just can't see myself putting myself in a position to be deceived and lied to, especially when you know the truth and you know the end results of the lifestyle that you live in, that nobody actually won in. You can't win in that lifestyle. You can't win in that lifestyle, not at all. So that's some crazy stuff, man. To see that man saying allegedly he got the call from Big U 30 minutes before Nipsey Hussle got killed to say that he just got killed. For him not to have been killed, but then 30 minutes later to end up getting killed. Like I say, you listen to them brothers talk, you could tell mentally they off balance. I know what come with that lifestyle. I'm not saying Big U did that. I'm not saying that it's true about anything being said. But I'm not surprised that anything being said. Okay? I'm not accusing him of anything being said, but I'm not surprised of anything being said. Okay? Because I know it comes with that lifestyle. And jealousy is a mug. So many people betray and kill and murder over jealousy. So why would this be any different? It's not.